and a hearty good evening to you all. Welcome to this Saturday night stream here in the basement. Hope y'all had a good week, or at least a good last few days. If y'all have been here the last couple times we've been here, which would be day before yesterday and then the day before that. Having fun, watching TV shows together, talking nerdy shit. No shows tonight. Just a bunch of nerdy news and opinion and probably a digression here and there. So prepare, fill your cup, and light your smoke. Because it's time to dive in to that which is nerd. Well, hello. How is everybody doing on this fine Saturday evening? Well, I say that loosely because where I'm at, it's gross. It's snowy and icy and sleety and just. But other than that, how you doing? How is everybody? Hope you're well. Hope you're ready for what I think is going to be a pretty fun stream. Darboyd. Hey, Murr. How you doing? Oh, that reminds me. My time off is set. Babe. My time off is set. I forgot to tell you. Yeah. What up, Brooke? Got caught up with Dragon Ball Daima. It's pretty good. Yeah, I see a lot of people. Well, actually, I should say a lot of the people that I follow that are into the animes and that kind of stuff also liked the Daima. Yeah, I know it's going to be. It's going to be. It's going to be a fun, Murray. It's going to be fun. In case you're wondering, this coming March is my best friend Rob's 50th birthday, and he happens to live in North Las Vegas. So Mrs. Chillin and I are flying out to Vegas, hopefully avoiding all military helicopters. And we're going to go party with my best friend for his 50th birthday. It's going to be awesome. Waiting on Rob to back some THC. Ooh. I've never had the weed soda. How's the flavor? Like, can you taste the weed? Is it minimal? Because something akin to a weedy Diet Coke would be right up my motherfucking alley. Right, Brooke? Yeah. I'm hoping we'll get some more established news the closer we get, like about the plot. I mean, we've gotten some about the plot, and we have I mean, we have an official synopsis now. But yeah, like compared to other movies, we really don't have any kind of substantial rumors about the plot. So, the hell? Heck, right. Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah. Excuse me. So what's up with you guys, chat? Anything new and interesting? We got the first coat of paint on our new room. That paint looks fucking nice too. What's up, Griff? How you doing, man? Here's a random question that we can chew on for a bit before we get into what we're really here for. And that is this. Why in the fuck have they not made the Monday after the Super Bowl a fucking national holiday? Because it's for goddamn ridiculous the amount of people that go to work on Monday are just all. It's not fair. Either that, they need to move that motherfucker to Saturday. One of the two. Well, I hope you and your friend can get your plans worked out, Brooke. I don't know that I'll be seeing that movie before um, a Saturday night stream on the 15th. I'd like to. Just don't know if I'll be able to. I have to see what is going on. But yeah, seriously. Make Monday a holiday. Yeah. Day after Super Bowl. That Monday needs to be a holiday, or they need to move the game back a day. That's what I think. I mean, I don't even get smashed on Super Bowl Sunday anymore, but like all the excess eating and just frankly the all-around excitement. If you love football, then and that game is peak. You don't even need to get drunk to not feel great out the day after the Super Bowl. It should just be a fucking national holiday. End of story. Gonna chat with them tonight or tomorrow? Cool. Cool. Coolio. All right. What the fudge? Get away. All right. Aye. And of course, as I mentioned before, I painted today. The kids agree with me. You got smart kids. And of course, agreeing with me always raises your IQ automatically like 20 or more points in my book. So, but yeah, I'm going to be doing random stretches and weird contortions trying to ease my back because I'm old. And using a roller is, well, painful now. Mrs. chilling because I'm such an uncoordinated fuck. She got stuck doing all the cutting in, so she's stretching all up into the corners and crap. Oh yeah, climbing around on the ground, doing the lower part of the wall because I don't have the I don't have the coordination to do the fine work, the point work, whatever you want to fucking call it. I don't. Give me a roller, I'm golden. give me an angle brush and, tell me to get that little spot looking pretty. That's funny. It's one of my major weaknesses. Exactly. I'm very thankful that she can rock the cut in. Otherwise, the room would look 95% good and 5%. What the fuck is this guy doing? Kevin Davis. How you doing, man? Thanks for popping in. Thank all of you for popping in. Whether you're here live right meow or watching on the replay, thank you. So pretty please hit them buttons, hit them like, hit them subscribe, hit them notification bell. I know some of you may have already hit the sub notification things. That's fine, but everyone must hit the like. The like is for everybody. So touch the thumb. Marvel Studios, says Kevin, is going to focus on guaranteed hit films, Avengers, Doomsday, Secret Wars, and X-Men reboot. Yep, pretty much. Yippers. They have ground to make up. And where that catching up will hopefully begin next week, but if it doesn't begin next week, it's sure shit going to begin on March 4th. That's when Daredevil Born Again premieres, in case you were wondering why I picked that day. Yeah. Now that. I mean, I'm interested to see if Captain America Brave New World can, basically I'm interested to see if it can not suck. That's my curiosity for that movie. And, of course, Red Hulk. But fucking Daredevil, that I am legit hyped for. Like, that show almost puts me into a Rob mood. Son, fucking Daredevil, son. It's going to be amazing. That kind of thing. Kind of wants to... Daredevil, the thinking of Daredevil makes me want to go into Rob mode. I think... Yeah, I'm even more hyped for Daredevil than I am for I'm more hyped for Daredevil than I am for God damn, I just did I just fucking did it again. Oh shit. Okay. We're gonna try this one more time and then I'm gonna just construct the sentence completely differently. I am more hyped for Daredevil than I am for Fantastic Four. There we go, got it out. Yeah, Daredevil's the Marvel project I am most hyped for this year, period. Done. Fantastic Four is second. Although, it may end up third depending on how good that Thunderbolts trailer is tomorrow during the Super Bowl, or the big game. Actually, I can call it whatever the fuck I want. Because none of those big companies know who the fuck I am. There's a cat making cat noises out there. I don't know if you can hear him, but he is. Excuse me. So, there's that. In case you were wondering. All right. Shall we dive in to the news? We are going to start with the latest and greatest X-Men casting rumors and, all kinds of shit. Now, this one isn't new, okay? This one's kind of a week old, but it ties in. It begins to show, it begins to be part of a pattern that enables us to make certain guesses about the nature of the X-Men movie. So, about a week ago, courtesy of Jeff Snyder, who, again, whether you like him personally or not, like when he opens his face, he is the best in the game. And Perez is pretty much right there, but Snyder is the best. You don't have to like him, but you got to acknowledge that motherfucker is good at what he does, and he's been doing it for a couple plus decades. So, oh, we're gonna get to Liefeld. Yeah, I did not watch the Bo DeMeo video. I almost wanted to before stream, but I'm like, nah. I may sometime though. Well, we're definitely going over the Liefeld stuff though. Faux show. Any hoodles. So a week ago, via Mr. Jeffrey Snyder, the N. Snyder, who, if I could afford his newsletter, I would be getting that motherfucker. He dropped this rumor. Harris Dickinson is reportedly being considered for the role of Scott Summers / Cyclops in the X-Men reboot film. Now, this is not the only image of Harris Dickinson. He's actually, like, decent sized. Where's that clip? Is that clip up here? Yeah. Not gonna... Yeah, he's getting his groove on, but he's gonna end up talking to this dude, and you'll see. He kind of towers over him just a bit. At least from a certain angle, anyway. Yeah, he's easily 3-4 inches taller than that homie. I can see Scott Summers in this clip. Now, could he use about 20 or so pounds of muscle to really look like Cyclops? Yeah, but the framework is there. The framework is there. Oh, there's no look at him with a pseudo mullet, but yeah, I can see it. Now, again, this is a rumor. This is reportedly being considered, but it's 100% certain that they are looking to get this puppy cast. That they're ready. They want to get ready to go on this motherfucker. They want to get going. Because, I mean, Feige himself has said it. Secret Wars is going to lead directly into the Mutant Saga. And he said, I don't know how many times, how excited he is to finally be able to do mutants again. Because, remember, his first gig doing Marvel anything was under Fox in the original X-Men movie in 2000. So, he's been chomping at the bit to get them motherfuckers back from Fox. So, he's ready. Like, that is one of the massive reasons why Secret Wars is not fucking getting delayed. It's just not happening. Because Kevin wants out of this saga, and he wants to get into the mutants, which he said are his favorite Marvel characters as a group. What up, Darboyd? And you know he wants to, like, get back with them again the way he was 25, going on 25 years ago now. So, we got this one a week ago. Now, this week, once again, courtesy of one Jeff Snyder, we got this one. The frontrunner, allegedly, to play Kitty Pryde. Oh, goddammit, he didn't put his name in there, her name in there? Oh, he did in that one. There it is. One Julia Butters is being eyed. See, hot rumor. He says it's a rumor. Freakier Friday star Julia Butters eyed to play Kitty Pryde in Marvel's new X-Men movie. So, last week Harris Dickinson, this week Julia Butters for Kitty Pryde. Like what, 3-ish, 2, 3, maybe even a month ago, we got the Sadie Sink being looked at for Jean Grey rumor. I think it's safe to say the old rumors about the X-Men reboot movie going with like basically a bunch of youngsters in kind of a first class vibe, we're fucking getting that. I mean, even if none of those three end up with the role, as long as there's a truth to the fact that those are the people they could be looking at, tells you everything you need to know about, well, almost everything you need to know about who's actually going to get the job. And it's going to be young actors and actresses getting these jobs. For the most part. At least for the students. Obviously, Professor X will have to be a little bit older. Some villains will have to be a little bit older, some of them. But the team, as it were, is going to be young. Now, I think she's got the look, for sure. I mean, good God. I think Harris Dickinson, again, he's got the frame to be Cyclops, like the underpinnings, like he's got the build, the natural build. He's got a good base. Now, toss his ass in the gym, get about 15, 20 or so pounds of muscle on him, and golden, ready to go. And of course, let me see here. Just as a reminder, this is Sadie Sink, a potential, allegedly at least a candidate to become Jean Grey. She's like 22. I guess Harris Dickinson's like 28, from what I understand. I believe Ms. Butters here is actually still a minor. Let me check. Shit, what's her goddamn name? Julia Butters. Julia Butters. Yeah, Julia Butters is only 15. She's already acted for Tarantino in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And she nabbed a Critics' Choice Award nomination for that one. So she's, at 15, she's already got a bit of a pedigree. So again, whether these three actually end up being the ones hired, I think we can say we're getting a young X-Men team to start with for sure. How are you guys feeling about the direction they're going, or the the direction they're apparently going with this movie, and these potential castings? Like, maybe these people are actually going to be hired, maybe they're not. Right now, they're only being considered, and that's even allegedly. However, I think whether it's specifically these three or candidates in the vein of these three, I like what they're doing. I like that they're going to start with a young team that they can that they can keep around for like a saga or two. You know, I mean that's again, if they're going young like this, one, that confirms that old rumor. Two, it means they want to hang on to them for a long time. They want the same team around for a long time. You like him, Darboyd? So do I. I like these three actors, or if they find different actors but they're highly similar, then boom shaka, I'm good. But I like the direction. It's gonna be. I cannot wait to see what name drops for like Professor X and Storm. I can't wait to see who the first rumored actress is that they're gonna look at is for Storm. Casting looks promising, says Brooke. Nice. I can't wait to hear about who they're looking at for Storm and Professor X. Like real talk, I'm not that concerned over Colossus. Um, he can get, as long as they don't suck at acting, they can just get, an average big motherfucker and to CGI him silver and call it a day. I'm very interested to see who they're going to cast as Beast because, again, the old rumor about this movie is that there's going to be X-Men First Class style, and that includes a pre-Blue Fur Beast. Obviously, it's not going to be Nicholas Hoult. Regardless of how well Superman does, it ain't going to be Nicholas Hoult. At least it shouldn't be. Him too old now. So I'm curious to see what route they're going to go with him, with Storm. I'm not super concerned about Warren Worthington. Actually, I take that back. Whoever they hire to be Warren Worthington had better also be able to act super dark. Because they're going to end up bringing Apocalypse in. They kind of have to because it's fucking X-Men. And when you bring in Apocalypse, you end up getting Warren Worthington becoming Archangel. So whoever they hire to be Warren Worthington better be able to act evil as well as heroic. I'm intrigued by what they're doing so far. I'm kind of happy with what they're doing so far. I like the apparent strategery. I like that that it looks like they're trying to hang on to these people for a while. I think we're in for very interesting times ahead. Now, there's one other little tidbit that Snyder dropped having to do with the X-Men movie. And that is this. I'm now hearing X-Men will begin shooting next year for a 2027 release. That means official casting news likely coming in the next few months, along with a director announcement. I have a feeling that CinemaCon is going to be nuts this year. Forget CinemaCon. Motherfucking Comic-Con is going to be nuts this year. First of all, because Fantastic Four, it's 2 years in a row. We had Deadpool premiering the week of SDCC last year, and this year it's Fantastic Four premiering the week of SDCC. So, there's going to be a lot of blue and white flying around SDCC this year. But SDCC would also be, obviously they got to push Doomsday and Secret Wars. But if they wanted to drop a few hints about X-Men, that would also be a good time to do it. You're like, yes, the multiverse saga is coming to a close. Celebrate the shit out of Doomsday and Secret Wars. And then drop a, what up, Delta Dan? You're wrenched up, you motherfucker. What up, Delta Dan? How you doing, brother? Knew I had you wrenched, goddammit. But it would also, I think, be dope and possibly even behoove them just a little bit to be like, but after Secret Wars, you know, come the mutants, and then they give us a drop some news about this movie. Now, there have already been rumors to the effect that the X-Men movie is going to come out in 2027 sometime. Prior to Jeff talking about it, it's come up. Mostly speculatively, as opposed to someone actually hearing about it, the way Jeff has. Because people are mostly based off shit Kevin said. Again, bringing up his quote about Secret Wars leading directly into the mutants and the X-Men. His well-known love for the X-Men. And the fact that it appears that Marvel is doing exactly what they said they were going to do and concentrate, or what Iger said they were going to do, and concentrating on the big names and the big franchises. And when it comes to mutants, you don't get any bigger than the X-Men. Yes, talking X-Men. Talking about the casting rumors. The latest one being Ms. Julia Butters being looked at for Kitty Pryde. And then before that, we had Harris Dickinson being looked at for Cyclops. And then last week, that was last week. What the fuck is happening down here? What are you doing, cat? Fucking weirdo. I love my cats. They're weird as shit. And personally, I think he's got the look. And then, of course, like 3 weeks or so ago, the rumor about Sadie Sink being looked at for Jean Grey. And that even if it's not these three that get the jobs, I think we can also safely say they're definitely looking to go young with this first X-Men team. Which means they're probably planning on keeping them around for a long time, which is good. Because if you're getting them, like, you know, in their early to late 20s, or in this chick's case, at fucking 15 years old. Of course, she'll be 16 when they film. Yeah, good catch there. Because I was about to be like, bruh, did I not just say she's basically a sophomore in high school right now? So, but I like it. And I cannot wait to see further names. You're really excited about Sadie Sink as Jean Grey. I've heard good things about her. Yeah. So I am down for this. Now, yeah, she's 15. I Googled just to make sure. It's them hormones in the cows, man. They're growing up super fast. Actually, I don't know if it's the hormones in the cow's milk or in the milk, but chicks do be looking older sooner. Yeah, the makeup helps a lot. So does the lighting, so does the pose, so does the expression. That picture was carefully staged to add a couple years to the guesstimate. But I like this direction. Has Sadie been in anything besides Stranger Things? That's a good question. What is your pedigree, Ms. Sink? Um, started on stage, it looks like. Let's see. Yep. Stranger Things. She was in the horror film trilogy Fear Street. Had a lead role in a, I didn't know, okay, a Taylor Swift short film. She was in The Whale. Got a Critics' Choice Award nomination for that. Also led the drama film Dear Zoe. She was in A Sacrifice. And this year she's going back to the stage. All right. So yeah, she hasn't done like super duper massive things, but she's done impressive things. Excuse me. Yeah, she hasn't been in Stranger Things is the only thing of like any, well, other than The Whale. The Whale was a pretty well-known movie. But yeah, outside of those two things, most of her work is not like widely known, but it's she's gotten critical acclaim in everything she's done. I think yeah, I can say that she's gotten critical acclaim in everything she's done. So if nothing else, you can say she's a very solid young actress with a lot of room to get even better. From what I gather, Ms. Julia Butters is very similar in that respect. She's young with a shit ton of talent that can be honed. Delta Dan says, I like when these little less known good actors. Okay, yeah, stage and screen actors. Sometimes big actors take you out of it, especially when you see them a lot. I mean, yes, that can be true for sure. That can be true. Now, yeah, I knew what you meant, bro. Now, speaking of big name actors, though, that's not the only casting rumor running around out there. And this time it does involve a big name actor. Now, earlier I mentioned that I was somewhat curious about who they're looking, the type of person they're looking at to play Warren Worthington, and I said that whoever they hire to play Warren Worthington had better be able to act both in a heroic manner and in an evil manner, since at some point they're going to have to bring Apocalypse into the Mutant Saga. And where you get Apocalypse and Angel, you end up getting Archangel. So the Warren Worthington actor had better be able to act like a complete asshole as well as heroic Angel. But where you have Apocalypse and Archangel, when you have Apocalypse, you also have this guy. And the next acting rumor is, this one comes from My Time to Shine Hello, is that Marvel Studios is reportedly considering Javier Bardem for the role of Mr. Sinister in the MCU. Now, I don't know if you guys have seen, what is that called? No Country for Old Men. But Javier Bardem can be intimidating as shit. Javier Bardem can be dark as shit. Javier Bardem can be, dare I say, sinister. Now, no idea who. You're serious, Darboy? You don't know who Javier Bardem is? Wow. Yeah, watch No Country for Old Men. Now, I personally think he'd be a good choice. Griff thinks the casting is spot on. There are people who are tripping out, saying this is a bad casting because Nathaniel Essex is supposed to be British and yada yada yada. Oh, you're bad with celebrity names? I mean, that's fair. Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch it again someday, but I got to be in the right mood for that movie because that movie is just goddamn intense from start to finish. Like I got to be ready for that. Personally, I don't give a shit if he's British or not. By the time, oh, it's a good movie, Darboy, but it's intense. Um, because let's face it, by the time Sinister looks like this, what we're used to seeing, the fact that he's British is completely meaningless because of not only what he did to himself, but what Apocalypse did or did to him or helped him do. He was good in Skyfall. I haven't seen Skyfall. But, I mean, every time I hear Javier Bardem, it's generally followed by praise. And I don't know, you've all seen, I think, the animated X-Men series, both the original and 97. Um, I don't know if you guys noticed, but there isn't a trace of British about Mr. Sinister in that cartoon. And let's face it, if you're an X-Men fan, that's the voice you hear when you think of Sinister. And there is zero English accent to that motherfucker. None. So, I don't give a fuck. Javier Bardem is a damn fine actor. Javier Bardem can be intimidating as shit. He can pull off evil. He can pull off, yeah, I know, right? He can pull off what you need to be able to pull off to play Mr. Sinister. So personally, I am down with this. Now, here's something funny. You want to hear something funny? When I was looking for a tweet for this, I saw a couple, three of them, obviously, and I knew it was from my time. I saw it from my time myself. So I went looking through my quoted tweets, and I couldn't find it, nor through my retweets. So I said, fuck it. I went to my Times page, and I couldn't find it. Now, is that just Twitter being weird, or did she delete that shit? I don't know. I can't say one way or the other. Yeah, true, Brooke. I mean, I can't say one way or the other, but I just think that's just, kind of an interesting little circumstance. Which, maybe this rumor is ended up being completely unfounded. Who knows? I just think it's interesting that I can't find that tweet anymore, not even on her page. Now, Jeff also said something very interesting on the hot mic. I don't know, and it was like way more speculation on his part, but when he and Roka were talking about the Bardem Sinister thing, they kind of brought it around to just, talking about big name actors like we were talking about, like, how the Young X-Men team's a bunch of not, they appear to be like they have solid resumes, but they're not like well known. They're not household names. Um, Snyder brought up something that had been talked about a while back, and that was since they were talking about, isn't Tom Holland British? Yes, he is. Very British. So is Vanessa Kirby. So is I think the kid that's playing Johnny Storm is that was also in Stranger Things. What's his goddamn name? I think he's British too, if I remember from the YouTube thing for the trailer, right? When he started talking, he's British too. So, I mean, fucking Andrew Lincoln's British. Um, yeah, actors do accents all the fucking time. Benedict Cumberbatch is British. So, where was I? Oh, yeah. They were talking about, you know, not that well-known actors for the team. And then, you know, well-known actors they could bring in or looking to bring in, like potentially Javier Bardem. But who knows at this point? Because it looks like, for whatever reason, my Times original tweet about this is but Denzel came up because he's, you know, Snyder brought up Denzel, obviously another big name actor. By his own admission, he's going to be in Black Panther 3. But Jeff decided to say, what if Denzel was Magneto? Now, as the conversation went on, he said, I have no fucking idea. I'm just throwing this out there because Denzel's, you know, a well-known actor. And it looks like potentially they're looking for better-known actors for the big villain roles. I mean, there's already been that talk about Dwayne Johnson as Rockpocalypse. Please, God, no. But, and it's... And Jeff even said it is not it's not a likelihood that he is going to be Magneto, even in Black Panther 3, although there is a path forward for that, considering Black Panther 3 is going to be taking place after Secret Wars in the Mutant Saga. They, you know, it's not like Black Panther's never interacted with mutants before. I mean, he only fucking married one. So, there's a path forward for Denzel to actually be playing Magneto in Black Panther 3. Not likely. Even Jeff said it was not likely. But, on the other hand, and I cannot remember exactly how he presented it, whether it was likely or not, but Jeff had RDJ Doom like literally a year before everybody else. Now, I've been, ever since Josh reminded us of that the other day, I've been trying to remember, because I remember watching the episode of the Hot Mic when he first started talking about that. I was like, what? I can't remember. I mean, obviously he treated it as a rumor, but I just remember, I can't remember exactly what he said, but I remember the feeling of him treating that more, or I should say a lot less speculatively than he was treating Denzel as Magneto. But again, he did have RDJ Doom a good year before everyone else. And I guarantee 99.9% of people are like, shit, that ain't fucking happening. Mostly because everyone's like, they're not going to, you know, even Kevin himself said they're not going to fuck with Tony. And the ending he got, you know, an Endgame. So, of course, they're like, yeah, there's no fucking way he's going to be Doom. That would fuck with Tony Stark too much. Now, there's so many ways around that. But anyway, that was the logic at that time. And it's very similar logic right now. It's like Denzel as Magneto in Black Panther 3. Could be. I mean, there's ways to do that in the story for sure. Now I'd personally be down. I think Denzel would make a fucking magnificent Magneto, but let's be honest, it would not be a universally loved decision. Setting aside the usual crowd, There are people who are very much comic purists without them necessarily being against the casting because they're racist. They just don't want a Magneto who is not a Polish Jewish Holocaust survivor. They consider that to be sacrosanct. And it's not because they don't like black people. It's just because they don't want that character fucked with. Understandable. Hi, Ham Ham. Nope. This is my stepdaughter's kitty, Aurora. Say hi. She's much littler than my kitties. She's just a little girl. Shoot. Oh, you watched Gladiator 2 last night? How was it? I still haven't gotten around to watching that shit yet. I'm behind on movies. I'm behind on TV shows. I'm behind on every fucking thing. But so there's that group, and there's a fair chunk of Marvel comic fans that feel that way. Like, and I'm not mad at them for it. But on the other hand, we're talking one of the best actors, when you consider his age, in 2 generations, like mine and his, because he's still a generation before me. He's like super tail end of boomer. Actually, he might be early Gen Xer. When the fuck was he born? How old is Denzel? Okay, he's 70, so he's only 10 years younger than my dad. So yeah, he's tail end boomer generation, like the actual baby boom. Yeah, he's still tail end baby boom. So yeah, one of the best actors of the last 2 generations, going on a third. Actually, through a third, because we got millennials and Gen Z out there. So yeah, generational actor. Let's just say he's a generational fucking actor. I only took 5 minutes to get to that. Our boy, could he pull off the role? Absolutely, 100%. Is that worth changing Magneto's backstory? Not to me. They could just say Magneto has a longer lifespan. Oh yeah, they totally could. They totally could. Yeah, for one thing, yeah, his age is an issue. Now, as for the Jewishness, now, if you cast Denzel, there's no way you're going to be able to, you're not going to be able to square the Polish part. Obviously. Delta Dan says, I know a lot of people didn't like it. It was a little predictable, but I was entertained. Ha ha. It's on Paramount Plus if you have free. Oh, I have Paramount Plus. Or do I still? Actually, I might have got rid of Paramount Plus. I can't remember. But, where was I? Oh, yeah. The Polish part, no, can't square that circle. The Jewish part, is another story, because there are African Jews. There's a specific name for them, which I cannot recall off the top of my head, but like by blood, that could walk into Israel, prove their lineage, and be accepted as Jews. Okay? They exist. They're out there. And it also just so happens that Europe wasn't the only place Hitler was running around in. He had a whole North African operation. And you can imagine what he would have done had he found said African Jews. So, while he couldn't be Polish, Denzel's Magneto could still be Jewish, and he could still have suffered at the hands of Nazi Germans. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. At least not in my mind. Now, even if you don't want to do that, you could push his story ahead 20 years. Oh, yeah, I wouldn't rent it. If I want to watch it for free and I don't have Paramount Plus, I have ways. We'll just leave it there. I have ways of seeing what I want to see. If I want to that badly. So, you could get 2/3 of Magneto's backstory even using Denzel Washington. You just, so say we all. Exactly. Like, you just lose the Polish R. I used to get a lot of music that way. I never did movies. I actually have another way for movies and TV. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but it involves honeycomb. If you have heard of it, you'll know what that means. If you haven't, then I can help you in the DMs. I'll just put it that way. So, but there's a way to make it make sense to where, like, Denzel could be the age he is. Do you guys know? All right. And that would be to push the story forward 20 years and have change him from being a Jew persecuted by Nazis to a black man persecuted by, rednecks and whatnot. Say instead of his family getting put into a concentration camp, they got lynched or something along those lines. It wouldn't be the exact comic backstory, but the theme would remain intact. Which I think the bigger sin would be to fuck the theme up than to fuck the circumstances. That's just me, though. I think as long as you keep the theme of him coming from a group that is persecuted badly, to the point where he decides that trying to convince them that they're wrong is a waste of time and that they just need to be poofed, that wouldn't be a big stretch. So that's another way they could do it and stay with Magneto thematically rather than, I guess, literally. Now, again, remember, Jeff himself, even though he threw this out there, he himself said it's pure speculation and not very likely at all. He said it's more likely that Denzel is playing, and I heard that he sounded like a New Yorker in fucking ancient Rome. Yeah, he said that it's likely he's playing that, more likely that he's playing a different character. And he brought up the one rumor, or the speculation that if he's playing a villain, he's playing Achebe, or however you pronounce his fucking name. Some psycho dude that fucks up Wakanda. So, but again, this is also not the first time we've heard this. Was it last year? 2 years ago? Both him and Giancarlo, I think it was cut mostly because Giancarlo started it by talking about wanting to be Professor X, which again is something I'd be totally fucking down for. I think Giancarlo's delivery obviously works well for villains, but it could work just as well for Professor X. 'Cause let's face it, even the Professor X whose voice we hear in our heads, again coming from the X-Men animated series, um, his voice, his delivery is not sweetness and light. Even when he's being nice and being affectionate, is like Professor X's delivery in that show is not sweetness and light. And Giancarlo would be able to pull off the ambiance of Professor X. But again, we're talking about a much older actor here. And now, should Professor X and Magneto be older than the X-Men? Yes, for sure. But by 40 years? No. So it's unlikely that either of those two are going to get either of those jobs. And I'm basing that off what the age group they appear to be looking at with these casting rumors that are out there right now for what are essentially candidates, or if not specific candidates, types of actors they're looking for in terms of look and age. He's got to be bald though. That would be way bigger than Pedro's Reed stash. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. See, I'm not flipping out over the stat. I'm more upset about Harrison Ford not stashing up than I am about Pedro not getting rid of his. Honestly, if we're gonna engage in mustache debates, I find Harrison Ford not having a mustache much more heretical than Pedro having one. That's just me though. That's where I stand on the great mustache debate. But yeah, Professor X having hair, I mean, it was all right in First Class because they got him bald. But I mean, even assuming they would give Esposito the role, he would go bald. He would. So, but yeah, I I'm with you though, Delta Dan. I don't want him to go the McAvoy route and have him start off with hair and then end up bald. Yeah, Reed did have facial hair at times, but it was never just a mustache, as I can recall. He was either clean shaven or it was full mustache and beard. I don't think he ever had just the porn stash. If they don't want to keep the stash, he should have just grown the beard. I agree. Although, have you seen his beard? His beard ain't great. Like, honestly, he should have just fucking shaved. Although, have you seen Wonder Woman 84? Let's face it, Pedro looks a little gomery without his mustache. Because remember, he was Maxwell Lord in that fucked up, stupid ass movie that was lame. Yeah, Pedro looks a little. I wonder if I can find an image of that just for shits and giggles. Oh, this ain't a bad picture. Wow, that's him way younger. That's even young. Evidently, he was much younger when he did not have a stash. I guess this is only 3 years ago. Okay, so it's not so bad. Executive Judge, what up? What do you mean bad news? They got fake beards in Hollywood? I mean, that's true. I mean, he doesn't look too bad in here. This is from 3 years ago, but this ain't Reed Richards' hair either. Imagine he'd look like a weenie with it slicked back. So, oh yeah. See, him beard scraggly. Him got scraggly beard. Him got scraggly ass beard. Didn't have a mustache in that movie with Nick Cage. That the name you don't remember. Let me think. Yeah, I don't know either. I didn't even know he was in a movie with Nick Cage. Honestly. So what's the bad news, executive judge? They could fill that out. Oh yeah, totally. What's wrong, man? You won't be able to see Cat 4 opening wink like you wanted to? Aw, that sucks. I don't know if I'm actually going to be able to either. I want to. Don't know if I'm going to be able to. Why? Because sometimes life doesn't allow for full nerdiness. That's why. That's a good one. Shit. Whoops. Where's Lou? That motherfucker's supposed to be in here trying to get me drunk. Yeah. So, I think the concept of Denzel's Magneto is interesting. Um, I don't know how good it would be for business. And again, like, I'm not even talking about uh, that crowd. I'm talking about the people who would have nothing against Denzel playing Magneto because they don't like black people. It's just because they're comic purists and their Magneto had damn well better be a Polish Jew Holocaust victim. And that's fair. Personally, I think be a little more open minded, but I ain't mad at you for that. If it was just because you don't like black people, then But it's gonna be rough avoiding spoilers. Yeah, but on the other hand, it's not gonna bother me any because reading about something and actually seeing it happen is two different things, at least for me. Like, I don't remember how, but someone I was working with way back in the day got their hands on the Dogma script well before that movie came out, and I read it. And so, like, it wasn't all exactly the same, number one, but, like, even the parts that were, it was still way different seeing it happen than reading it happen. So, spoilers don't bother me. That's just me, though. That's just how I roll. But, yeah, spoilers don't bother me. I can separate them. Or I can enjoy each of them. I can enjoy reading about what's going to happen and still enjoy seeing it happen just as much. So, yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to watch it before stream next Saturday either. So, at this point, I wouldn't worry about it too much. I'll do my best to keep y'all updated though. Let you know if I seen it. So, you guys got any thoughts on any of the casting rumors we have discussed for the upcoming X-Men movie? And not to mention, we have it's much more it's less speculation now. Jeff is hearing that X-Men is going to film next year for a 2027 release. Now, there's a couple open spots after Secret Wars, because Secret Wars comes out in May. Comes out Thursday. I think there's a limited release Thursday. I'm not 100% sure. I can Google it. Yep, they're releasing it on Thursday. Looks like. Yeah, it's looking on Thursday the 13th. Yep, it's releasing on Thursday. Damn, even during the day, I'll be at work. But yeah, okay. I guess Fandango's using my location because it's got my theaters. Wouldn't mind getting Fassbender back as Magneto. Fuck. Oh, that would be peak. Like honestly, I wouldn't mind him and McAvoy coming back. I mean, Fassbender is. I don't know if you've seen the commercial for that show he's got on one of the streaming services. His age is kind of starting to show a bit though, but I'm a big Michael Fassbender fan. That dude is an amazing actor. Yeah, Fassbender's the shit. Yeah, the Annihilation Wave coming. Yeah, that's gonna. What up, Daniel? Spice Master into his ass. Yeah, the Annihilation Wave is gonna. You're gonna get both. You're gonna get the cosmic side of Marvel and the Earth-based side of Marvel in on that shit. Much more so cosmic, but I'm sure. I'm sure some folks from Earth will, they'll end up out there in the battle at some point. You just launched your Etsy shop tonight? Fuck yeah. Put a link in the Discord for that too. I know you put your own personal one in there for your hot sauce, but put your Etsy link in the Discord too, bro. That way, any of us that can/want to can support that part of your business too. By the way, if you want Girl Scout cookies, my stepdaughter is selling Girl Scout cookies, and I dropped a link for that in the chat too. It's her own personal link, goes directly to her, so they can keep. It's a lot easier for them to keep track. And she'll be able to keep track and know how well she's doing. It's actually kind of cool. It's actually kind of cool. Excuse me. Any further thoughts, chat, on all this X-Men rumorage and speculation? Oh yeah, almost forgot. Yes, the potential 2027 release. There are, I believe, 2 slots after Secret Wars. I think there's one in July and one in November, I believe. And out of those two, I think it's going to be the fall, especially if they're filming, especially if they're not filming till next year. Even if it was, even if they start filming next spring, to have it ready for the following July would be, and have it look as good as it should, would be really difficult. It needs to be that November slot, in my opinion. Watched the first 2 episodes on something. It was pumped. You watch the whole thing. Then after episode, it wanted to sign up for Showtime. What show was that? What show are you talking about, Delta Dan? I'm looking up through the chat. And I'm not. Oh, the fast. Oh, that's the show I was just talking about. Okay, yeah. What's it called? I mean, it looks good. It's like some kind of spy show. I know that, like CIA or some shit. Yeah. Bugger. I hate that. It's like, and all of a sudden something just jumps in your eye out of fucking nowhere. Super annoying. The Agency. Yes, thank you, Delta Dan. Agency. Yeah. The previews I saw for that shit look good. But if I want to watch it, I'll have to. I'll have to go to the apiary. Y'all know what an apiary is? You ever heard of an apiary? First 2 episodes were good. Can't speak for the rest. Yeah, they hoed you out on that one. Me, I mean, it's decent strategy. They're pretty. That shows confidence in the show. They're like, here, check out these episodes. We know you're gonna want more, maybe even enough to pay for it. Yes, a beekeeper. I was trying to euphemize how I watch stuff when I want to watch it if I don't have a streaming service. Well, technically, the apiary is the bee farm, but yes. Okay. The honey bins, yes. The honey bins. Excuse me, 1 second. I needed to stretch my back out. I am not in good shape anymore, and I painted a room. Not a small room, not a big room. Your friend has one in his backyard? That's sick. Oh, I would love to try honey fresh from the comb. I was trying, it refused. Darboyd, I was trying though. I used to be able to crack my back no problem. Now it's just a pain. Did he? I was hoping he would. I forgot to check. I'm glad you brought that up. Thank you, Your Honor. Oh, he did. He did. Oh, shit. Okay. Okay. Okay, now I have a quandary. I have a problem, and it's my problem, and I set myself up for it. But here's my problem. In my title was the X-Men casting rumors and the Rob Liefeld Marvel feud. Him going after Marvel. But I really want to get into part 3. Bad. And I'm not sure. Well, we maybe we'll have time for both. Okay, well. All right. Here's a plan. Here's what we'll do. I put it in the title, so I gotta go over the Liefeld shit. So we'll do that. But we will, you vote part 3? Well, I'll tell you what. We will do the Liefeld shit still, because I put it in the title, and not talking about it would be a massive dick move, especially if someone clicked on it and happened to be more interested in that than the X-Men casting for some reason. So I got to honor that shit. But what I don't have to do is dwell on it too long. No, he released it in public. It's on thecosmiccircus.com. All of those are. He releases them to the public. It's just, you know, we're in the group of people that hop right on that shit. So I'm not going to engage in the dick move of completely skipping the Liefeld shit, but I don't have to linger on it. But we will talk about it. So we'll get that out of the way as soon as I go get a pop. I'll be right back. Okay. All right. Let's get into this Rob Liefeld going at Marvel shiz. This is an article from the Hollywood Reporter by Aaron Couch, who is a well-regarded writer slash trade journalist. It says, Deadpool creator Rob Liefeld will no longer work with Marvel after Deadpool and Wolverine premiere indignities. The writer-artist describes several perceived slights, such as being denied access to the after-party, and makes a head-turning claim. Kevin Feige does not treat comic book creators well. Rob Liefeld is done with Marvel. The comic artist and creator says that after more than 30 years, he is severing ties with the publisher for whom he created renowned characters, Deadpool and Cable. I fucking love me some Cable. Power went out. What the fuck happened, bro? Liefeld laid out his decision in a 90-minute episode of his Robservations podcast, as well as in a follow-up interview with The Hollywood Reporter, where he detailed a series of perceived slights at July's New York premiere of Deadpool and Wolverine. At the premiere, Liefeld learned he and his family were not invited to the after-party, something he was accustomed to attending. He also felt snubbed by Disney brass, including Marvel Studios boss Kevin Feige, whom he says was near him on the red carpet but did not acknowledge him. It was meant to embarrass, diminish, defeat me, Liefeld said on his podcast of not gaining access to the after-party. And there was another apparent slight. Liefeld said he posed for professional photos with creatives on the Deadpool and Wolverine team, but was later told by his publicist that those photos were deleted. He believes they were only taken as a courtesy and not intended to be used, though other photos featuring Liefeld alone, as well as with his family, appeared as part of Disney's Getty Press portal from the event. Soon after July's premiere, he decided he would cut ties with Marvel, which he believed no longer wanted him around. At some point, you go, I've received the message, and the message is clear, he said on the podcast. Liefeld said that his discomfort with Marvel began in early 2023, when he learned the company made the controversial decision to change the credits on Wolverine, awarding co-creator status to editor Roy Thomas. The character was created decades before Liefeld worked in the comics, but he is close to Christine Falada, the widow of the late Wolverine co-creator Len Wein, who was upset with the decision. A year later, on June 3, 2024, Liefeld fired off an email to Marvel asking if he could receive a special credit on Deadpool and Wolverine and inquiring what else might be offered to him in terms of access to movie premieres and other promotional opportunities. Liefeld did not ask for more money, as he already has perhaps the richest deal among Marvel creators. Marvel generally credits comic creators at the end of the movie, but Liefeld wanted to be elevated to something more significant, citing the opening credits of 1978's Superman, which prominently listed Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster as the co-creators of Superman. Marvel's treatment of creators has never been their strength, Liefeld wrote in the email. Without the worlds, the characters, and the concepts that we create, and in this specific case the world of Deadpool, there are no films to shoot, no blockbusters to distribute. I am not the easy button at Staples, I am the human imagination behind it all. He asked if his request could be elevated to Feige or Disney CEO Bob Iger. Comic book creators cannot continue to be relegated as afterthoughts. This is easy to address. Unless I reach out to address it, it will never manifest, he continued. Liefeld did not receive a response, but was told by his agents at Verve that the message was not received well inside Marvel. A day later, he tweeted, "My reps were screamed at today. We are not Fox. Tell me about it." Also hung up on. He believes that tensions stemming from this email led him to not being invited to the Deadpool and Wolverine after-party. Liefeld, while in his 20s in the early 1990s, became part of a rarefied group of million-dollar comic book creators. Over the years, he developed what his detractors call a hard-charging reputation and a habit of minimizing the contributions of others who have also worked on Deadpool. They point to an off-cited 2016 New York Times article in which he downplayed the work of Fabian Nicieza, who is credited as a co-creator for scripting Deadpool's first appearance in New Mutants '98 from a plot by Liefeld, who illustrated the 1990 issue. While we respect what he's contributed, he does not respect what others have contributed, since one insider. But Liefeld, for his part, tells THR he is the one who lobbied 20th Century Studios to give both himself and Nissi as a co-creator status in the first Deadpool movies. He has cited writer Joe Kelly for introducing the now integral fourth wall-breaking characteristic of the anti-hero 7 years after Liefeld created him. And he often credits Deadpool star Ryan Reynolds for elevating the character to the global stage and new levels of popularity. Ultimately, Liefeld and Nissi Asa were given the standard Deadpool created by credit at the end of Deadpool and Wolverine. Liefeld was also acknowledged in the movie itself in a way few living comic book creators have enjoyed. The film's signature scene, in which Deadpool and Wolverine battle dozens of Deadpool variants known as the Deadpool Corps, takes place in front of a store called Liefeld's Just Feet, an inside joke about the artist who fans say does not draw feet. Well, he does draw feet, he just does not draw them well. Liefeld was also invited to visit the set in London. This all sounds like someone who was indeed accorded the respect of a prominent comic book creator, but when asked by THR about these boons, Liefeld suggests that during the London set visit he began to feel unwelcome, though he declined to elaborate. He tells THR that was in contrast to how he felt on Deadpool and Deadpool 2, which were made by 20th Century Fox. He notes he was involved in test screenings on those films and met with the marketing team on Deadpool 2. They had me along for the ride, and I caused zero drama. I was happy to be there, says Liefeld. In his podcast, Liefeld asserted a head-turning opinion about Feige, who generally is only spoken of in Hollywood and comic book circles with superlatives. Kevin Feige does not treat comic book creators well. That is my personal experience, Liefeld said on the podcast. Asked about this topic, Liefeld tells THR, do I think he can improve his relationship with comic creators? Yes. He says he wishes Feige would have spent a few moments to chat with him and his family at the Deadpool and Wolverine premiere, and would like Marvel to acknowledge creators more in general. He points to DC Studios' James Gunn as an executive and filmmaker who is constantly praising comic creators, flying them to the Superman set. Feige, however, is also known to publicly laud creators. He name-checks creators at San Diego Comic-Con, and he's often seen hobnobbing with creators on Marvel red carpets. The studio also flew a number of creators to the set of Fantastic Four First Steps, and in October held a New York Comic-Con panel pairing the stars of Daredevil and comic book creators together. Liefeld is known for being a relentlessly upbeat promoter of his work and personal brand, and despite the conflicting feelings, enjoyed hosting a series of fan screenings for Deadpool and Wolverine this summer. He admits he was nervous about dropping this podcast and revealing what he considers a loss, getting denied from parties and the type of thing he'd usually publicize. But it seems like his fan base liked his more vulnerable side, or maybe it was spilling the Marvel tea. Probably that. There's Lou. What up, Mike? As the episode became the most downloaded in Robservation's 5-year history. It also comes 1 week before his final Marvel work will hit the stands, Deadpool Team-Up number 5. You can't always share your hits. Sometimes you have to share your misses. This one was a miss, said Liefeld, who adds, it was important for me to do the podcast so people could hear my voice. You didn't hear anyone who was angry. At times it was hard to hide how sad I was. Is that it? Oh, that is it. Okay. So, not the shortest of articles. A lot of stuff in here. So here's a fair chunk to unpack. One thing we have found out, especially those of us who participate in the membership deep dive streams over in the tower, we know that Marvel's history when it comes to, well, actually, both Marvel and DC don't have the best histories when it comes to how they treat their comic book creators, artists, writers, etc. So, is it surprising that Marvel has engaged in some dick moves? No. Could Liefeld have picked better examples of ways that Marvel has shit on him than to whine about not being invited to an after party? I think so. The timing's interesting. THR brought up that his last book comes out in a week. This is also at the same time, this is his most downloaded podcast episode ever. His name is out there in the zeitgeist big time because, you know, when you go after Feige and Marvel, that's what happens. So, the timing of this is curious, to say the least. Now, do I think that he's like, this is much ado about nothing? No, I don't. Um, I think he could have used better examples, but I don't think he's wrong that Marvel um, has and continues to not treat the creators as well as they should be treated. I think that's very much true. I think what he said when he's talking about that, I think that's very much true. I don't know if they're treated badly per se, but they're. I definitely think there's a fair chunk of room for improvement. So Liefeld's right about that, for sure. That's just not a Marvel thing. That's a DC thing too. Excuse me. I feel like when you throw in the timing, I feel like this is more marketing. Well, okay. No, that would be incorrect wording. I think he's being genuine. I think he's definitely upset. Um, I think he probably could definitely be treated better by Marvel, and you know, him and anyone else that works for them in the comic division. But I think there's more. There's more marketing involved in this than there should be. I'm not saying he's saying this now because solely because he's got that book coming out. And whether he says he wasn't sure whether he wanted to drop it or not, there's no fucking way someone on his team didn't know that was gonna blow the fuck up. Like, don't dude, don't try that. Don't try that one. Like, you knew this was gonna blow up. Then you dropped it a week before your last book comes out. So while I don't think that was the driving force behind this, I think he literally genuinely feels that he's been shit on by Marvel and Kevin Feige. And I feel he has a point. I don't know if he's been as badly treated as he would like to make it sound. But then again, he hasn't offered a shit ton of details either. Just these admitted dick moves somewhat, but also, really? Where your name's at in the credits in an after party? Like, do better. If you're gonna go at Marvel and Feige, like, bring the noise. You know what I'm saying? Bring the fucking noise. Don't complain about an after party and your credits being at the end instead of being at the beginning. You know? That's bringing a slingshot to a cannon fight. It's no. You can't do that shit. But I do find the timing curious. And I think it was purposeful, and I think that's I think that's also too easy to deduce. And that and the things he chose to bring up take some shine off this they make what they make the point he's trying to get seem way less relevant than it probably actually is. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's pretty much all I have. I think Liefeld's right. Marvel could definitely treat comic book creators better. Feige could treat comic book creators better. But I also think it would look a lot more genuine if he actually had like something substantial to bring up, and also if it wasn't coming out a week. Also, if this didn't come out a week before his final book drops. Yeah, that's my take, chat. What do you guys think? And while you guys are deciding what thoughts you want to express, two things I want to bring up. Number one, hit them the buttons. Please hit that like. If you have not yet if you have not yet done so, also please hit the subscribe and the notification bell. And that goes for you on the replay if you've made it this far. Also drop comments to share your thoughts as the video goes along on your subject or subjects of choice. That's number one. Number two, Lou. We doing a shot, bruh? We doing a shot, bruh? What do you guys think of this whole Liefeld shiznit, chat? Ooh, Darboyd wants in. Pour some scotch. Ooh, scotch is good. I like scotch. Scotchy, scotch. Monkey shoulder. There's so much booze out there I've never fucking heard of. Like, I just think like Doers or Johnny Walker. All I really have, I think, is this butter shots, but by God, I'm gonna shoot it. You paying attention, Lou? Or are you just listening? Or are you heading for the liquor cabinet? Some of my mama, my bitch. You toss a pic in my Discord? Oh, nice. Thank you. In case you haven't joined yet, there you go. Hop on in. The water's fine. Any further thoughts on the Liefeld situation? And has anyone seen Lou? Trying to do a shot with my shot guy. What you doing, Lou? Taking care of kids? If you're taking care of kids, then by all means, do that shit. Are you pooping? Like, what's happening around here? I have enough in here to do two. Because Darboyd's ready. He's got monkey shoulder ready to go. How about it, Darboyd? You want to do a shot before we get into this Alex Perez hoo-ha dilly-dilly? You snooze, you lose, Lou. At least for now. How about it? How about it? There we go. Cheers, sir. All right. Are you ready to see what manner of goodness Alex has in this part 3 and also final part of the January Q&A? Because I'm ready. Are you ready? I'm ready. Are you ready? I'm ready. Are you ready? I'm ready. Here we go. Third and last January Q&A with Alex Perez. Q&A. Who the fuck wrote that? Okay. What up, Jay? How you doing, brother? All right. Subject number 1, Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings. Now, this one I have not scrolled through yet because, well, I just pulled it up. So, thank you again, Executive Judge, for reminding me of the existence of this. I remember talking about hoping this would pop up in time for the stream tonight, and it did. And you brought it back up for my silly-ass brain, so thank you. So, unlike the other time, I did not have time to scroll through this, so I don't know if any of it's lame or not. But here we fucking go. Beginning with Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings as the subject. Shang-Chi 2 has been in development for a while. Do you think we'll see it in 2027, or do you think it's been scheduled for even later than that? Alex says it may be a while, but it'll probably, I assume he probably meant to put the word be, one of the first movies of the next phase. Okay. So I'm going to go with, could that be the July release in 27? With X-Men in the fall? They're going to have to start filming on that bitch. At least late this year. All right. Next question. What are the organizations you expect to see in future MCU, like S.H.I.E.L.D. or Hydra, who consistently appears? I'm pretty sure, before we even scroll to the answer, I'm going to say Saber. Or not. Department of Damage Control is one, and that he brought those up in part 2 as well. Those, them, that department got brought up. And Ten Rings. Okay. And his sister is running the Ten Rings right now. Nope, that's it for that. Spider-Man. Cool. Love talking about this movie since after all the rumors bouncing all over the place, we basically have no fucking clue what this movie is at this point. Although we should start getting a clue since it's supposed to film this year. I think it films this fall. What up, Brennan? How you doing, man? Thanks for stopping by. So hopefully that means starting late spring, early summer, we'll start to get some solid rumors. Well, solid leaks as opposed to just rumors, I should say. Although technically leaks are rumors, but you fucking know what I mean. Anyway, Spider-Man. If Null is still in Spider-Man 4, can we expect other symbiotes in the film too, or no? Thank you for your time. Too early for me to say personally. I think that's yet another one of his codes for I'm hearing shit, but I don't have it confirmed well enough to say anything about it. Again, because he did not flat out say no, and he's not scared to do that, as I mentioned on Wednesday. With CinemaCon coming up, have you heard anything new about Spider-Man 4's plot and cast besides the newly engaged Tom Holland and Zendaya? Nope. As I was just saying, he's not afraid to say no. Because of the changes made to the saga and your earlier reveal about Clea and the incursion, are the events of Spider-Man No Way Home now directly linked with the plot of Doomsday and Secret Wars? They have always been linked. If I had to divide the blame as to who is responsible for the current incursion 616 is about to face, 75% of it goes to Strange, with 60% being the events of No Way Home. 60% of that 75%, I think he means. Interesting, though. So, 75% goes Strange with 60% of that being the events of No Way Home. So he's saying Strange doesn't have to do too much more. Kind of what it sounds like he's saying, isn't it? Huh. Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. I'm wondering when we will. Oh, God, people. Anyway, when will we get to know the main villain in Spider-Man 4? And if you do know the villain, can we get any hints? Most likely it'll be revealed by the trades in the coming months. Huh. Interesting. You know what I think that means? I think that means he's choosing to sit on it for some reason or another. I think he knows, but I think he's choosing to sit on it. And I wonder why. Maybe he's got something bigger that they'll let him, or well, something he may consider bigger that they might not, that they'll let him talk about if he sits on this. Hmm. Hmm. There's got to be a reason that he's going to let the trades do it. For sure sitting? Yeah. All right. Okay. Here we go. Tom Holland begins shooting The Odyssey next month until May, June, which implies that he'll be able to shoot one post-credit scene for Doomsday at best before he begins shooting Spider-Man 4. Do you think Spidey 4 will be an Ant-Man 2 type of movie which takes place before the end of events of Doomsday to serve the storyline? I can already tell you, no. To my understanding, no. Yeah. Have you heard if Noel is still the villain of Spider-Man 4? I haven't had much for updates on Spidey 4 yet. Any idea what the MCU's plans are for Miles Morales? Is it possible we could see him on the Champions team like in the comics? Look up when I mentioned Young Avengers/Champions in the previous Q&A article. Well, as far as that goes, I recall the answer to that question, and it was that Miles Morales is not going to be on Champions because Sony is going to reboot their SSU using Miles. Now, on paper, that's a damn fine idea. And I'm sure many of you, if not all of you, are ready to see Miles in live action. Obviously, we're enjoying the shit out of him in animation right now. Well, when we rewatch the two Spider-Verse movies we have, that is, because who the God damn it, who the fuck knows when we're getting beyond the Spider-Verse? But I mean, also those movies are a big reason why we are very much ready to see him in live action. I mean, obviously fans of his comics have been ready, but if you're not super familiar with him from the comics, but are familiar with the animated movies, yeah, you're probably ready for Miles in live action as well. So yeah, bring Miles into live action. But for the love of anything that anyone considers holy or sacred anywhere in the world or at any time in our history, please, Sony, get help from Marvel Studios for Miles Morales. Please, please, please. Please. Because if you do that shit on your own, oh my God. I shudder to think. But at least they're smart enough to actually use Spider-Man now. So step in the right direction. But God, please just get help. Call up Kevin, be like, bruh. Pretty please. We acknowledge our mistakes in the past. We acknowledge that we haven't had a good Spider-Man movie except with you in years and years and years. Please help us with Miles Morales as well. That's what should happen. I don't know if it's gonna, but that's what should happen. Yeah, they pulled off animated Miles, but problem is that's Lord and Miller, and they don't like Lord and Miller anymore, and Lord and Miller doesn't like them anymore. So the people that brought us said dope-ass animated Miles will definitely not be doing live-action Miles. That'll be somebody else. That's why I have misgivings. If it was still Lord and Miller if Lord and Miller were going to be on that project, them and Sony were still like, you know, in a good place, then I'd be a lot less worried. But unfortunately, that's not the case. Sony and Lord Miller are on the outs. I mean, they're producing Beyond the Spider-Verse, but they're not directing it anymore. That news came out a while back. They're trying to play it off like the dude that's directing it is like always basically directed Beyond as well. Like he's been highly involved, yada 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 yada, whatever. Fact is, you bitches are out, and it's because of your feud with Sony. So, yeah. All right. Moving along to the next question. Has Tom Holland signed a larger deal for Spider-Man 4, 5, 6, or might 4 be the last Spider-Man film we see him in? Tom has another trilogy ahead of him, and I believe 3 MCU non-Spidey film appearances, Doomsday and Secret Wars being 2, and a third one that's not yet disclosed. Yes, that has been known. In addition, he is also the first actor to have a say in how his story goes in terms of character development, and it's something that not only affects the MCU side of storytelling, but how Sony operates their upcoming cinematic universe reboot all together. Is it true that Spider-Man and Punisher are teaming up in Spider-Man 4? I don't believe that is the case. Yeah. Rocha brought that up a few weeks ago, but he was very specific when he brought it up. He made it a point to bring up that he was talking about the person that gave him the information specifically said that had been the plan at one time and did not know if it still was. So, Spider-Man Punisher teaming up in Spider-Man 4 may have been the plan back when they thought it was going to be a grounded movie before it ended up coming out after Doomsday and now having to be a Battle World movie or whatever you want to call it. So, yeah, Spider-Man 4 is going to be much more multiversal than grounded. I think that's one thing we can safely say about the plot is that it's going to be more multiversal than grounded. What else is going to happen? Who the fuck knows anymore? Unless we want to like run with the speculation that the LLC for it is still Blue Sky or whatever the fuck it is. Could we see Scream, Agony, and Toxin in Spider-Man 4? I haven't heard anything about that. All right. Strange Academy, right. Strange Academy's been brought up as something that Marvel wants to do on Disney+. I was wondering if the rumors on the Strange Academy TV show were true. And if so, who can we expect to be a part of the school? Students and teachers as well. They are, meaning the rumors. I can expect Wong and America Chavez to be in the show. I've also heard about Nico Minoru. Who the fuck is Nico Minoru? Is that an actor or is that a character? Oh, it's a Marvel character. Wait, have we already seen her? Seen her? Superhero appearing in Marvel, created in 2003. Original member of the original member of the Runaways. Child of two of the supervillains calling themselves the Pride. Daughter of Dark Wizards. Later discovers she inherited her parents' magical aptitude. Whenever Nico bleeds, a powerful staff emerges from her chest called the Staff of One, allowing Nico to bend magic. Almost bought Strange Academy at the comic shop at Universal yesterday. I got Carnage Born Again and Venom Island instead. Is Carnage Born Again the one where Eddie Brock is Carnage? Is that one? Whenever she bleeds, a powerful staff emerges from her chest, called the Staff of One. That is wild. Her trademark is a elaborate and ornate gothic wardrobe. Sorceress. Cast nearly spell magical with the staff. Roll commands, but can only respond to any given spell once. She attacks twice, the results of unforeseen consequences. To summon the staff itself, Nico must bleed, as all magic comes with a cost. Such a debut, Nico's been described as one of Marvel's most colorful and powerful LGBT female heroes. Oh. Okay. Nico Minoru was portrayed by Lyrica Okano in the Hulu streaming television series Runaways, set in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. What? I never even heard of this fucking show. John Shade is Carnage? Oh, cool. Back, start over? Yeah, no. I did not know that there was an MCU show called Runaways on Hulu. So we've already... Okay, that explains those images then. She's technically already been in live action. I wonder if they'll actually bring this chick back. Evidently, this is her on the Runaways show. And there's the live action version of the Staff of One, I guess. Interesting. Okay. Okay. That's fun. Well, she's a sorceress. It makes sense she's going to be a Strange Academy, doesn't it? Runaways is okay. Yeah, no, I never heard of Runaways. I'm into this shit, but I'm not like super sweaty. I'm sweatier than I've ever been, but I'm still not super sweaty. Oh, what up, Rob? Did Mariah tell you my time off is set? Set Go Studios, welcome in. Thank you for popping by. I appreciate you. Did you hit like? I know, I'm coming right at you with that shit, but it's my responsibility. Did you hit all the buttons? The like, the subscribe, the notification bell? I don't think it's asking that much. Like Runaways, but you only saw the first 2 seasons. How many seasons are there? Honestly, I think I'm interested in the Strange Academy show. I don't know if it'll be like intensely awesome. I think it'll probably be more. I think it'll probably be along the lines of one of the more fun shows. But I mean, it could get intense. I mean, when you're dealing with magic, if you're talking about magic, you're the Runaways is where the kid from Penguin first appeared. Oh. excited to know we won't be risking a change in profession again. Yeah, exactly. I did not know that either. 4 seasons? Okay. Okay, that's cool. Um, I mean, when you're talking magic, inevitably that dark magic's going to come up. So this show could get intense, but I still feel like it's going to be a little bit on more of the fun side. Obviously, it's no surprise that Wong and America Chavez would be in the show, considering where they were when or at the end of Multiverse of Madness, her learning magic in Kamertage under Wong. What's up, Travis? How you doing, brother? It was a Hulu original till Hulu took it off. So is it taken off, or did they just cancel it after 4 seasons and it's just chilling on Hulu? Is it not on Hulu, or is it on Hulu still, or did they get rid of it? So, but yeah, Strange Academy, and especially because now they're making TV shows like TV shows should get made with like showrunners and shit. So, you want more of Wong singing the Eagles at bars? Both? Okay. So Runaway was 3 seasons? Yeah. 3, 4. So, but yeah, that's a show I actually want to watch. I mean, I'm a massive Wong fan, though. I fucking love Wong. Wong's the shit. All right. Thor questions. Thor is 100% going to be in Doomsday and Secret Wars, right? Yep. Not a shock. Any real word on Thor 5? There we go. All I currently know about Thor 5 was that it involved Valhalla, the Thor Corps, Hercules, and Ares. Interesting. From time to time, yeah. Cloak and Dagger show up in there? Okay. Cool. Cool. Have you heard anything regarding what we should expect? Jesus Christ. Ooh, one of my pet peeves. Good God. From the Thunderbolts post-credit scene. Nope. All right. This Thunderbolts team is a one-and-done film, or is there any kind of intention to do a sequel to it in the future, maybe with another team? The Thunderbolts, not the final name, no shit, will return in Avengers Doomsday. Greetings, yada yada yada. Will we know something related to those healing particles Scott was gathering for Ava's condition in Thunderbolts? Any chances we get Bucky addressing his relationship with Natasha in Thunderbolts 2? Yeah, I agree 100%, Brooke. Thor 5 needs to be darker and more serious. They gotta go way the opposite direction after Love and Thunder's garbage fucking self. Okay. Yep, so that is to the healing particles, and I don't know. I know we get into Yelena's depression, which has to do in part with Natasha, so it will be addressed in part. Got a little redundant there, Alex. Wanda, Vision, not Wanda Vision, but Wanda, Vision, Billy, and Tommy. Excuse me. Will the WandaVision family unit, WandaVision, Billy, Tommy, reunite before the multiverse saga ends? Yes, they will. I don't even have to scroll down, but let's see. Womp. I'm not actually sure at the moment. They are so gonna do it. I would like to know if the Wanda movie is still in the works, and if so, when could it be released? They're working on a solo Scarlet Witch project, but no movement on that. All right. X-Men! Here we go. Big L. Oh, the new Warrior show canceled? That's the Big L. Love and Thunder was a massive L? Oh, yes. Yes. God, yes. I think, depending on the day, it's a question of whether I hate that more or Quantumania more, but more days than not, it's that one, with Quantumania running a close second. The wife and I are doing a very slow watch through of the MCU right now, and she hasn't seen Quantumania yet, so for my love of her, I'm actually going to have to watch that fucking piece of shit one more time. The general audience would go livid if Wanda doesn't get her family back before the multiverse saga ends. I'm inclined to agree. Fuck the general audience. I'm gonna be a little pissed if they don't fucking. I mean, they've practically set up and beat us about the head with the Children's Crusade. Like, the fuck. I'll be annoyed if they don't deal with that shit. It should be dealt with in Doomsday. I'm not gonna argue with you, Travis. I'm just gonna no. Disagree. I will agree that with you that does lead up to Thor having the motivation to go back to how he was, for sure. So, yeah, exactly. The things we do for love. Rob says, Quantum Mania, tolerable until we get the worst possible interpretation of MODOK ever. And a really good shot of his teeny little cheeks. I'm not sure what was worse, that or his line of, I'm not a dick. Or, fucking, god damn it. Anyway. Yeah. But yes, I'm I didn't want to, but I guess I'm watching that movie at least one more time in my life. But that'll be it. Unless you Clockwork Orange my ass. There's no way in fuck I'm ever watching that movie again after the one time I'm going to watch it with Mrs. Chillin. Because she hasn't seen it. X-Men. X-Men. Well, have I not shown you the image? Executive Judge, bringing that up. This is grainy. What image? Oh, the one I'm about to show you. This is grainy. It don't look that great. But the graininess doesn't account for does not come close to accounting for what you're about to see. You ready? That is allegedly the official. No, not the whole thing. But that is allegedly the official first look at Tim Blake Nelson's The Leader. I'll let you drink that in for a second or three. Let that wash over you for a bit here. Yeah. Oh, how you meant your writing wise and how they portray his villainy? Oh. I just think that's a not how he that don't look good. I don't like it. I don't like it. Oh, that was literally the first thing I said as soon as I saw that image, Travis. I was like, what? Well, I didn't say it looked exactly like it, but I said it's just as bad as it. But it did look a lot like it, too. It for sure looked a lot like it, too. Yeah. Oh, it was right. Damn right. Ugh. Why does that photo of the leader look like he's the host of an unsolved mystery show in the 90s? I want to know why he looks like Max Headroom got taken over by the dark side. Like that's Max Headroom, the Sith Lord. I think that's another valid interpretation. If Palpatine looked like Max Headroom, that's what he'd look like. Looks like Palpatine and Max Headroom. Excuse me, had a love child. I do not remember the horse in Ren and Stimpy. Max Headroom Sith. Yep. I occasionally come up with them. Max Headroom and Bill Gates. I can see that too. Oh, dude, I know. I retweeted that. There was some. Yeah, that whatever carpet interview or whatever event she was at, she was wearing a really nice dress. Oops, I don't need to do that. That's what I need to do. Yeah, she was wearing a really nice dress at that event. I had no idea Brosnan was stacked like that. Ooh, there's the monkey shoulder. Hello. Banana and cloves. Vanilla, honey, and spices. Banana and cloves is just what you get. Yeah, that's the dress, all right. Yeah, Travis, I've seen that too. I know exactly what you're talking about, but damn. With all due respect, god damn. Now we know why Superman smiles all the time. Yeah. Whew. It's lovely auburn hair, then piercing eyes, lovely smile. And then, yeah. Mm. My wife made me watch Ms. Maisel with her. In the first episodes, she shows them. Yeah, I found that out because I Googled. So I watched with her thinking I'd see them again and never did. Clark better have Riz or whatever it is they use to describe it these days. I think I think the kids are still using Riz. Is Riz still a thing? This gives new meaning to up and away. Yeah, agreed. Mariah says the underboob looks amazing. She ain't fucking wrong. Yep. Mariah's pretty dead on with that one. I don't know what it is, but there's just something about really. Riz is still a thing. Okay. At least for me, I've always been a big fan of like a well-shaped underboob. I love underboob. It's tantalizing in a much different way than the traditional top-down cleavage. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love top-down cleavage, but there's just something about underboob that hits different. At least for me. Clark is gonna Drainiac the Brainy Sack. Yep. It'll probably blow a hole in the apartment wall when he does it on accident. Because that shit's coming out of there like a goddamn bullet. Have to break into like a solid steel room. TLDR on Perez, I can't read. Okay. All right. Let's see. Okay, start off with a couple Shang-Chi questions. Says Shang-Chi 2 will probably be one of the first movies in the next phase. A couple organizations we expect to see in the future MCU like SHIELD or Hydra consistently. He says Department of Damage Control and the Ten Rings as an organization. So we're going to be seeing more of Shang-Chi's sister, which is probably why they brought her up in What If. Rob, this segue was brought to you by Underboob. Underboob. If stop signs were shaped like this, accidents would only happen in your pants. Kansas may be flat like a pancake, Kevin Costner, but she isn't. Yeah, that's for damn sure. Did y'all like the announcer voice I used on Rob's comment, by the way? I thought I did not too bad a job. Alex refused to commit to Null. Supposedly, he knows nothing new about Spider-Man's plot and cast. Says Spider-Man No Way Home is definitely, or they've always been linked to Doomsday and Secret Wars. He said if he had to divide the blame as to who's responsible for the current incursion 616 is about to face, 75% of it goes to Strange, and 60% of that 75% is because of the end of No Way Home. Someone asked when we'll get to know who the main villain of Spider-Man 4 is. Alex said most likely it'll be revealed by the trades in the coming months. And to me, that means he fucking knows and he's sitting on it for some reason. Probably he made some kind of deal about a different story. He agreed to sit on this for being allowed to talk about something else. I wonder what it is. Someone asked if Spidey 4 will be an Ant-Man 2, which takes place a bit before the events of Doomsday. No. Alex says no. Again, have you heard if Null's still the villain? Haven't had much for updates on Spidey 4 yet, so he won't. He's not afraid to say no. He just said it, so who knows? Any idea what the MCU's plans are for Miles? We went over that on Wednesday night. Sony's going to introduce him. Fuck my life. Tom Holland's deal. Alex reconfirms it is for 6 movies. Spider-Man's 4 through 6. And 3 non-Spidey titled films. Doomsday Secret Wars being 2 and a 3rd mystery one. I feel like that could be... that mystery one could end up. I got something to say on it. Hell yeah. Yeah. Um, for all we know, it could be X-Men. What would be cool is if it was in like a Fantastic Four movie and he got his feature Foundation suit in live action and hung out with Johnny Storm and or Franklin like he did in the Hickman run. That would be cool. Spider-Man and Punisher teaming up in Spider-Man 4? Nope. Did we see Scream, Agony, and Toxin in Spider-Man 4? Hadn't heard. Talked about Strange Academy a little bit. Asked if it was actually a thing. And who's going to be in it. He says, I expect Wong and America Chavez, and he heard about Nico Minoru from the Runaways show. Someone asked if Thor is 100% going to be in Doomsday and Secret Wars. Yeah. Any real word on Thor 5? All he knows is that it involved, and he said this in the past tense, mind you. Did I get to the end of it? I don't know if I got to the end of it. I'm just recapping real quick for Delta Dan, and also to stretch out the watch time of my stream. But yeah, he says this in the past tense, that all I currently know about Thor 5, and I wonder if he misspoke, but maybe not, that it involved Valhalla, the Thor Corps, cool, Hercules and Ares. So I don't know if he meant it to be in past tense or not. But if he did mean to be in past tense, I wonder how many of those elements are actually still going to be in it. Says nope to hearing anything regarding the Thunderbolts post-credit scene. Confirms Thunderbolts, not the final name. Not a shock to any of us. That's what an asterisk generally means. We're returning Doomsday. We're going to find out something about the healing particles Scott was gathering for Ava and well, don't know if we're going to get Bucky addressing his relationship with Natasha. Her depression will definitely be an issue. He says he's not sure if WandaVision, Billy, and Tommy are going to reunite before the multiverse saga ends. I personally will be annoyed because they've been beating us about the head with the Children's Crusade setup. So if they don't pay that shit off, I'm going to be pissed. Asking again about the Scarlet Witch project. He just says they're working on it, but no movement lately. Oh yeah, and we had just gotten to the X-Men portion, and I hadn't started yet, so here we go. All of us together now. Here we go. You mentioned in the Avengers movies we'll see a mix of old and new X-Men. Do you think there's a possibility any of the Fox X-Men cast will carry over to the MCU? Kelsey Grammer, Hugh Jackman, etc. Not sure, actually. I heard they want to do new actors. Well, we've heard some people might be sticking around. Oh, you think they're going to reunite too, Delta Dan? They fucking better. That's all I'm going to say. Here we go. Have you heard anything about the Russo brothers being involved in guiding the Mutant Saga post-Secret Wars? I have. Well. Travis says, fun way to start is have Peter volunteering for jury duty to make money, ending up on a jury with Ned, MJ, and Mask the lawyer. Someone attacks the courtroom, forcing a team up. That'd be cool. Yeah, we made it safely back from the tangent train. Oh, we always make it back. The question is never whether we're going to make it back. It's how long we're going to be gone. That's the question. Like Ghostbusters 2, no one remembers Peter. He says the name for everyone, then people love him again. I mean, that's a possibility. Except Doomsday comes out before that, so if any, at least any carryover from No Way Home, the beginnings of it being addressed will happen in that movie. Don't know how much they're going to dive into it. Alex kind of talked about it in part 2, I think. But yeah. Is the mix of X-Men new and old part of the same universe in Avengers? A bit of both. Same actors with new iterations that look like the X-Men 97 counterparts, and also new characters in the fray as well. Wait, what? Is the mix of X-Men new and old part of the same universe in Avengers? Oh, okay. So they're asking if basically all the X-Men are going to be in that same universe that Monica ended up in at the end of Marvels. All right. Alex says a bit of both. Same actors with new iterations that look like the X-Men 97 counterparts. Also new characters in the fray as well. Okay, so same actors with new iterations that look like the X-Men 97 counterparts. So is he saying all the same actors? So we're talking like Marsden? Are we talking Halle Berry? Like what do you mean there? They're a separate universe for sure. It was talked. It's already been talked about. That X-Men 90, even Bo DeMeo, before he got booted, I think it was him, said X-Men 97 is part of the Marvel. It's part of the MCU tree, or part of the whole thing, but it's in its own tree thing over here, whereas the main MCU is over here. So it's a separate universe. Okay, same actors with new iterations that look like the X-Men 97 counterparts. Same actors though, but which same actors, from the 2000 X-Men or from the First Class X-Men? So are we getting Famke Johnson back, or are we getting Game of Thrones chick back? Are we getting Rebecca Romaine back, or are we getting? Well, I doubt we're getting Jennifer Lawrence back. She ain't gonna do that shit. But yeah, what do we? Alex, you douche, making it look like he's being specific but not being specific. You motherfucker. There's two teams to choose from. Damn it, man. All right, miscellaneous. Oh, who cares about the fucking Oscars? What do the Ultimates entail for Avengers Spider-Man 4? The comic, there's some basis for it, but in Avengers, not really Spidey. Okay. Oh, here we go. Do you expect Phase 6 of the Multiverse Saga, starting from Fantastic Four to Secret Wars, to be Phase 3 level of Infinity Saga quality, like consistently great stuff? I hope so, but there's a lot of fun stuff coming out. Despite Marvel pivoting away from Kang, are there still plans to include Ravonna in the next Avengers films? She's currently in the Void, along with some fun characters we have yet to meet. This is not the first time he's brought up the Void coming into play down the line in the Avengers movies. I still want Liev Schreiber back in some way as Sabretooth. Yeah, even though, like, that's... He had Sabretooth's attitude, right? But I really wish they'd done better with the look. But I am a big Liev Schreiber fan. I think he nailed the character of Sabretooth. The people that did that movie failed to nail the aesthetic well enough for my taste. But they got the character right. Liev played the shit out of it, so good enough for me. Yeah, so evidently we're going back to the Void, and there's still more people to meet. And he's brought this up before. I think in either the part 1 or part 2 that it came around to this. Is there any talk regarding how the Avengers will be utilized in Phase 7 and beyond? Now, that's a good fucking question. Avengers versus the Annihilation Wave for starters, and also against the Celestials. It's about to get cosmic. Ooh. Eternity War. Avengers versus Celestials. Celestials versus X-Men because mutants are technically deviants. They could be. Oh, if they do that shit, that'd be sick. Although, if I was gonna do Eternity War, I would make it X-Men Eternity War rather than Avengers Eternity War. Since we're in the mutant saga at that point. Not saying they shouldn't do Avengers titled movies in the mutant saga, because they should. But I think the big ones should still be mutant based. Especially since the mutants are going to be being attacked by the Celestials. Or actually by a set of Eternals, probably. Delta Dan says, I just think the older Fox actors will be back until Reboot Mutant Saga because they match the age of all the old MCU actors. Yeah, that makes sense. That does make sense, but I still feel like they're going to squeeze in some first class ones. Because Feige himself has said that part of Secret Wars is giving all the Fox actors a good send off, and that includes the first class age ones too. So I think we're going to get both groups, or at least some of both groups. There have been rumors about the West Coast Avengers being set up in future projects, such as Wonder Man and Vision. Assuming that's true, who else can we expect to see on the team? I don't really know much about that, sorry. Okay. Do we think Annihilation could be the next big chapter of the MCU post-Secret Wars? Yes, 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 and yes. Please, for the love of God, read it. It starts with the Nova series and keeps expanding from there. Yeah, I've heard it's large. I might have to get into Rob's channel and find where he does the Annihilation Wave. The Eternals go to Earth to recruit the one human who's killed the Celestial, meeting Star-Lord, discovering he's a moron. Him being recruited by Thanos' brother would be enough to draw Gamora back in. Oh. Although they did not treat Ego the Celestial like an Orisham version of a Celestial, you know what I mean? I don't know that they're really going to be bringing in Star-Lord like that. I mean, he's going to be around, obviously. Was Feige still with Fox for First Class? I don't think so. When did First Class come out? Whoops. 2011. So no. No, we're 3 years into the MCU when First Class came out. Star-Lord, Herald of Galactus. That has Thor 4 vibes. Yes, it does. And why would you even put that into the universe, man? No, I did not. Just, god damn it. Scrolling, because I fucked up and closed the tab. Alright. Okay. Alright. So, Avenger, yeah, okay. Oh, yep, did the West Coast one. Alright, have you heard anything about the possibility of revivals for the other Netflix Marvel shows? Not particularly. Just that the characters from those shows will return eventually as part of Daredevil. All of them? Are we talking Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Danny Rand, Colleen Wing? Is that her name? Colleen Wing? Later, Daniel. Thanks for coming by, man. Really appreciate you. Stay spicy, my guy. So is that all of them we're talking? Interesting. Please, though, if you're going to do that, please recast Danny Rand. I can't stand that dude. In the next phases are Squadron Supreme and Captain Britain in the planning. Not sure about Squadron Supreme, but I have heard about Captain Britain. All right, there's where you go get Cavill. Say, bro, I know you're all about your Warhammer and your Highlander right now, but can you spare a couple months to be Captain Britain? I'd be on the phone with his agent. If I'm doing Captain Britain, I'm calling Cavill first. Then if he says no, then, you know, pretty sure Jessica Jones and Luke Cage are. See, the most definitive word I've heard is on Jessica Jones. Like, I'd be willing to pretty much guarantee she's going to be in there somewhere. But evidently they all are. I mean, I definitely want Jessica Jones back, and I'm like I said, I'm almost willing to guarantee that. I like Luke Cage. I would love to see that dude back. I'd love to see an Iron Fist character back. Definitely like to see Colleen Wing. And I just wanted to recast Danny Rand. Also, Ryan Eggold, Tom from the Blacklist. Tom from the Blacklist. I like the Blacklist. Which one is Tom, though? Would be a good Richard Rider. A little older, but has that look. Well, they're going younger for Richard Rider, though. Yeah, Christian Ritter is a very attractive lady. Finn Jones did a post months ago with a pack bag and an Iron Fist comic, so I think he's coming. God damn it! Marvel, recasting is not a sin. You did it with Rhodey. You've done it with fucking Thaddeus Ross. You can do it with T'Challa, and you can do it with fucking Iron Fist. Oh, well, maybe he's become a better actor in the intervening years. It's not like the Netflix shows were just on 2 years ago. It's been a minute. Hopefully he's improved. That's all I'll say. But yeah, Cavill's my first call for Captain Britain. I know a lot of people, actually, I think could do a good job, even though a lot of people have brought this name up for Wolverine. Taron Egerton would make a damn fine Captain Britain. Oh, that guy. Okay, yeah. Well, like I said, they're going younger for Richard Rider, but he could be the older guy, Sam. Yeah, Tom. I liked him. He was fun. Could we see another TVA-centered project, maybe with Justice Peace post-Secret Wars or down the line in Phase 7? Not sure, but I'd love that. Ask about Marvel Rivals. He's a Scarlet Witch main, but also uses Adam Warlock and Doctor Strange. Have you heard any other names besides James Hawes to direct Lanterns? Nope. Are there any plans for... I'm not reading that as it's written because this person is a moron. Are there any plans for Echo in the future? Nothing as of yet. And do you think there's still some space in this saga for any not yet officially announced projects? I'm really hoping for at least one more movie in between Avengers. There is. Yeah, there's open dates. Specifically in February of 2027 before Secret Wars comes out. Do these people not look at calendars? Ward Meacham was my favorite part of Iron Fist. Yeah. I just see the lame from Game of Thrones. Was that him? Jesus. I know there might not be a concrete answer for this at the moment, but could you see Nova crossing paths with the Guardians in the future? More specifically, Star-Lord. Or with Star-Lord leaving the team, we may see him out of the spotlight moving forward. I haven't. Well, we're going to see him at least in Doomsday. The shit's going to be happening on Earth in Doomsday, and he's currently on Earth living with his, is it his grandpa? Is that who he's living? Yeah, living with his grandpa. Okay, here we go. Don't have any other burning questions again. Another tiny cryptic tease. When in doubt as to how to fight against the end of your universe by a giant planet-eating entity, play The Power of Love by Celine Dion. What the fuck does that even mean? And obviously he's talking Fantastic Four. As to how the fight against the end of your universe by a giant planet-eating entity. Yeah, Galactus. That's cool. Play The Power of Love by Celine Dion. Is he really gonna... Am I gonna have to look up the song's lyrics? Should I look up the lyrics to Power of Love to see if we can get a hint of what the fuck he's talking about? Should I do that, chat? Should I Google the lyrics to Power of Love? You don't think you finished Iron Fist or Defenders? I finished all of it. That was going to be The Power of Love by Huey Lewis. The Power of Love. You know what? I'm fucking doing it. God damn it, Alex. I hate you so much right now. Okay. Oh, what the fuck? All right. The whispers in the morning of lovers sleeping tight are rolling by like thunder now as I look in your eyes. Blend your whole body, feeling tender love that I cannot forsake. As I'm feeling. Okay, chorus again. We're heading for something somewhere near bedtime. On is light years away. Nothing overtly obvious. Only thing I can think of is this is oh, the question was asking for another tiny cryptic tease. Don't need money, don't need fame, don't need credit cards to burn this crap song out of my head. Yeah. Yeah, the person just asked for a tiny cryptic tease, and the tease was, when in doubt as how to fight against the end of your universe by a giant planet-eating entity, play The Power of Love by Celine Dion. I mean, it's a song about a couple, so obviously he's hinting at Reed and Sue. I wonder if that expands to just the family dynamic. Because, you know, they made damn sure to emphasize the family dynamic in that first trailer. And, you know, if you know a little bit about the Fantastic Four from the comics, you know that family is at the center of everything. So because there's nothing like even nothing in those lyrics that suggest anything more specific than love will save the day. Although that's technically a song on its own, I think. Okay, I know the person asked for a cryptic tease, but that's way overly cryptic. At least in my opinion. Well, there it is, folks. That was part 3 of this month's, or of last month's. Did the song say anything about having a baby in space? No, but it was talking about the phrase light years away was used, but it was talking, I think that was talking about, like, bad feelings. I think they're getting Galactus laid. I mean, not sure how. I mean, I don't even think an elephant can handle that much. I mean, unless they, like, throw him in the ocean and show him a whale. Maybe a whale could handle Galactus. About it, though. It's the only thing potentially big enough is, giving Galactus that blue whale goodness. Make the deep super jealous. So yeah, the only thing I can think that he's hinting at is whatever they're going to do to deal with Galactus is going to have to be based around family. Maybe even specifically Reed and Sue. Maybe they're going to have to come, like, maybe they're going to have to reunite. One of the rumors is that the team's going to break up. That's why he went to New York. He wants that Statue of Libertades. Statue of Libertades. That's good. Galactus could shrink down a bit. Yeah. Statue of Libertades. Jesus Christ. Oh, goddamn. That's funny. That's all I got. Who's gonna break up? Supposedly after the first trip to space, when they get their powers, like, there's gonna be stress and dissension in the ranks, and they're gonna kind of go their own ways for a while. Allegedly, that's a rumor. They're gonna do the Beatles thing, and then they're gonna have a reunion tour when Galactus shows up. He was looking at her too in the teaser. He was. I feel like one of them is dying or being sent to another universe at the end. Oh, they're all going to another universe at the end. No one in the Fantastic Four is dying. They're going to be. They're an integral part of the end of the multiverse saga, and probably, I mean, it's the fucking Fantastic Four, the first family of Marvel. I imagine they're going to get a decent amount of shine going forward into the mutant saga as well. Because they have worked with the X-Men at any number of times in the comics. So, did I watch Josh's video today? No, I did not. I was painting today. And I watched some of the hot mic to make sure Jeff's shit was fresh in my brains. What was that one about? Was that Fantastic Four one, or was that something else? they changed how you can see your subscriptions now. You ever just sit down and watch Pitch Meeting for fun? The channel. That shit's hilarious. Oh yeah, Fantastic Four one. No, I do need to watch that one though. Yeah, Fantastic 3 for Secret Wars wouldn't hit the same. True that. Reed is the only one who lives and makes it to Battle World in the comics. No. No, Doom changed things to where Sue and the kids believe that they are Doom's family. So Doom is banging Sue and helping to raise Franklin and Valeria in Secret Wars. Random speculation, but when Johnny flies into space and the flame goes out, I wonder if Silver Surfer is the one who rescues him and they set up a romance with him. That's possible. Johnny Storm having a silver flaming baby would be insane. Yeah, I don't see that happening. That is, I guess, possible. I don't think it's likely. And in I think in part two, Perez mentions that Shalabala is likely not making it past this movie. So that definitely does not eliminate the romance potential. It could make it a tragedy. You know, a tragic romance, as it were. They could do that. My shoulder's sore as fuck. What else you got, chat? Because I am done with my subjects. And once again, I thank you, Executive Judge, for reminding me that that shit came out. Appreciate you, man. Good on you. All right. Well, going to start working on out of here, but that involves, at this point in time, show Nizotes. Next week is going to be very much like this week. Actually, it's going to be almost exactly the same. We got 3 more episodes of Friendly Neighborhood. I almost said Amazing Spider-Man. Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man to watch Wednesday, and then the dose of the nerdy news after that. So we'll be starting at 8:30 on Wednesday. And then Thursday will be yet another watch party for Invincible, but only 1 episode this time for Invincible. So we probably start that one at 9. Don't have to start that one early. You had a question you were saying for the end, but forgot. Oh, man, totally me too. Also, early in the Black Suit comics, the Venom symbiote was kept in the Baxter building, so that would be fun if they found it first. Oh, you mean the little chunk that's over here now on the cockroach or whatever? Can we do a Super Bowl stream tomorrow? Josh is doing one. I'm just going to watch his. Now, if my Lions were in it, I would totally be streaming. But my team isn't in it, so I'm just going to watch Josh suffer through Hot Wings again. Yeah, Invincible Season 3 is off to a good start, for sure. So, well, yeah. So Wednesday, 8:30 for 3 episodes of Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man and then Nerdy News. 9 o'clock Thursday, because it's only 1 episode of Invincible for Watch Party for Invincible. And then we'll be back at it right here again next Saturday, also at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Why not? No, it's cool. I always understand if you got life shit going on. I mean, if you got time to have the fun here, awesome. If you don't, because you got obligations, then by all means, honor your motherfucking obligations. I will. I'm not that kind of asshole to be like, fuck whatever you got going on. We got a goddamn watch party. That ain't me, bro. Because my life is goofy enough. I am frequently the one in the position to need the understanding. You know, Josh is gonna put like 2 drops on his wings. Well, if it's that Sinister Six sauce sounds like you only would maybe need 2 drops. Like real talk, that list. Silver Surfer dying, landing in the ocean in New York, and the symbiote latches onto her will be epic. Well, that's the symbiote's not in that universe. Symbiote is in the Sony universe and maybe in ours now too. When I say ours, I mean the 616. Um, Fantastic Four is not taking place in the 616. Now, one good thing, if Alex is right about not Shalabal, you have it. Oh, okay. What was I saying? Oh yeah. One of the interesting implications about if Alex is right and Shalabal does not make it out of this movie, that means the next surfer we see should be Norin Rad, the one that it should be for the main universe anyway. That's why I'm not tripping about having Shalabal in this movie because it's not the main it's not the main 616. I would only be annoyed if Norin Rad was not the main 616 surfer because in the main continuity it's got to be Norin Rad, man. so so yeah, 8:30 Wednesday, 9 Thursday, 9 Saturday. Wednesday combo stream, Thursday straight watch party, Saturday straight nerdy news. Them's your show notes. That's what's happening next week. All right. I'm getting the fuck out. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm grateful to you all. Whether you're here live or on the replay, do me a favor. Everyone hit the like button. And for those of you who haven't hit the other two, please hit the other two. Just do me that small favor. I would greatly appreciate it. Hope y'all have fun. I have fun. I think we have pretty damn good stream, pretty damn good conversation tonight. A fun conversation. I think we had a good time. I hope you agree. Thanks. Appreciate that, Delta Dan. All right. Have a good rest of your weekend. Have a good, safe start to your week. And we will see you Wednesday night at 8:30. Bye-bye. Well. Another stream in the books and another fun few hours together as a community. Y'all are the bomb. And I'm going to keep telling you that because I'm always going to keep feeling it. Y'all are the bomb. I appreciate you guys so much. Choosing to spend your precious time watching/listening to me. Pretty goddamn cool. Like, just straight up, it's pretty goddamn cool. And I appreciate you greatly. Thank you very much. Who I got in the game? My heart says Eagles. My head is leaning. My head is leaning towards history happening tomorrow. But I'm rooting. I'm rooting Eagles. Yeah. So, love y'all. I thank y'all for being here. And I need you to remember this one thing as we go forward into our lives until we convene again next Wednesday at 8:30. Wherever you're at and whoever you're with, always keep it nerdy. Much love, everybody. Peace.